Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, great. Ah. Oh, wait. Oh, the sound does work. Okay, that's good. Wow. Not sure what necessarily was the reason. I think it might have been an update that took place. Very nice. Good evening, one and all. We're doing a little bit of this for tonight. We're also going to be exploring some of the ways that we could have seen improvements for Mission Impossible. Oh, come on. Improvements for Mission Impossible. I did not like the movie. It was the more I think about it, the more frustrated I am with it. But we're not going to start with that. We might bring that up later on. Oh, great.
I see your skills have improved. Most impressive.
It's not good. Oh, come on. That's bad. Come on, Princess Leia. Come back. That's not good. Not good indeed. Very bad. At least got some gear out of that. Ah, phooey. Whoa. Woo. What? Well, now. This is how we collect lightsabers. Wait for people to fall. Oh, that was anticlimactic. Kind of like Mission Impossible. Shame though, don't have any of the force abilities. But fitting for Grievous, of course. Last time we did this, we got Darth Vader to talk with General Grievous about the importance of salmon and how it helps out your battle prowess. That was quite comical and entertaining. I thought about making a clip of it, but what can I say? I don't make those sorts of videos very well. And the more that I see other people do it, I realize it's really not the sort of mindset that I have. I struggle to be able to come up with kind of catchy sort of stuff for YouTube videos or whatnot. Everything I do is too methodical. It has to be planned out. It has to be done in such a way that I enjoy it myself before I publish it. So it takes me forever and a day to make stuff as a result. So I'm better at doing long form sort of content, but I do not do well when it comes to kind of trendy content. Sometimes I get lucky. Most of the time I don't. Sounds like there's a bit of an echo here. What was that? Oh. I thought he grabbed that. Well, that's interesting. Well, lost all my health. Alright, so before we go too much further, gotta check this audio problem. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, never mind. It works, no problem. Fascinating. Bombardment incoming. Ooh. Can you go inside that? I haven't looked into any of the updates. Nope, doesn't look like you can get high enough for it. Guess this is like a mobile storm in that sense. Okay, yeah, you can't do anything. That's unfortunate. What were you supposed to do for it? Or are you just supposed to survive it? That? Oh, floating orb. There you are. Anonymous. You know, one of the things I've been doing over the last few days has been stress testing the new website. And we're almost there. We got some good progress, including a lot of new UI stuff that's going to be functioning. And I did a comparison to what it currently is. From what the the current live version is versus the one that's going to be coming out. There's a lot of improvements. Some of them minor, but most of them are either a complete revamp of something old, or a completely new feature. One of those features is going to be the radio. The radio has been fairly stable. I don't want to touch that. But what I do want to improve upon is are some of the features that are related to the sort of sounds that you can play, the login sort of functions. Login functions have already been more or less finalized. I'm just stress testing it. But it'll give like more information about the stuff that's playing, so that way if people want to be able to see it or listen to it, they can be able to find it easily. I'm also going to make sure that I vet the sort of sounds and music that I have, so that way I can make sure to avoid problems. So if you think of music that you like to incorporate that you know that we can be able to get legally, then I am all ears for that. There's some music that I don't play anymore because it got flagged way too much. Greetings, Enigmatic. How are you doing? Oh, I messed that up. How things been up in the northern regions of the state? Snow is finally gone. Yeah, it seems to be hanging around quite a bit in some areas. For us, the snow melted a while back, but then it made... Oh, guy's inside. Then it made a resurgence. Oh! Huzzah. Gotta go and heal somewhere. One of the things that took place over the last couple of days, though, is that we've had some more snow appearing on the mountains. So while we down here have not been having problems in like the valleys or along the coast, I did look up into the mountains and realized there's snow falling down there again. So it's been quite chilly the last few days. Oh, Sith training. Lightning. Not a fan of this ability. So now that the snow is melted, there's a lot of activities people are starting to go out and do, including some opportunities to go and fish, some opportunities to go on hikes. I've been a little too busy to really do that stuff, but I will be doing some of that stuff over the next few days, including going up to Barrow, actually. It's on the list of things that I have to do for work, and so later on I'll be going up to the northern regions of the state. And I'm not sure what the weather's like up there right now, but I do know that we're supposed to bring along our cold weather gear, just in case. Oh, darn. I should have seen that one coming. Still winter up there. Perfect. Nice, I've never been there. It is, it's interesting. I'm not a huge fan of that area. I'm somebody who likes mountains and trees. And of course that area is kind of lacking both. It has its own uniqueness though, and that I do look forward to seeing. Getting a chance to see the tundra is actually quite nice. I will get to go hiking out into it a little ways. Hopefully no polar bears will be there, but you never know. It's one of the challenges of that area up there is that you have to always be wary that you have that big roaming predator up there. What sort of activities have you been up to? Have you been doing more trapping, or is that kind of closed out for the year? Just got the boat out. Ooh, nice. Ooh, that's powerful. I wonder if they improved that. I don't remember it being that strong. Not like it was like super strong, but more so than I was expecting. Rescued it from high waters where it was parked. Oh, that high waters. Is it? By the way, what is the water levels like up there? Down here, some rivers are actually fairly full right now. Other areas not so much. The snow was very lopsided where it fell down here, so some rivers are like overflowing, and other rivers are like just kind of normal. Salmon apparently are making a big comeback this year. I don't have verification of by myself being able to say that, but I did see a video of what the some of the rivers have, and they are packed with fish, absolutely packed. So hopefully that, will carry on throughout the season. Highest in about 6 years. That is interesting. Highest in 6 years. There was a river that I was working on a while back, and we were having to put a fish net across. It wasn't for catching, it was for counting. We were having to put a fish net across the river. And while we were doing that, the current just got stronger and stronger. And throughout the day, because of the melting of the snow on the mountains, the river level started to rise. And it started to rise a ton. And before long, it was very painful to try and hold on to that net. It was impossible. We had to tie it off to a tree. And even so, it was straining. You could hear the rope cracking, and we pulled the net in just in time before 3 logs came flowing down the river and would have actually taken probably myself out to sea just because my arms were so entangled with a rope. It was actually a very dangerous situation. I was trying that power, the lightning. The years between the high waters have shrunk on from every 10 years down to 6 now. Interesting. I wonder why. Irashimasen. Can I use this for healing? Nope. They got rid of that. We did have over 5 feet of snow this winter. That's a substantial amount. I know it, oh. Oh no, that's not good. I didn't realize that was the last guy. And I was off to actually a good start. I just had to get out of there. Should have used the jetpack. Oh well. Phooey. at least, well, not Fui. I got to second place. That's, you know, good enough. During a winter a couple of years ago, we got hammered with a ton of snow, and it made sure that there was like no bugs the following year. There was that much freezing. Interestingly enough, the bug population has never recovered. So I was outside walking down the street, and I'm used to getting swarmed by mosquitoes. That didn't happen. It hasn't happened for some time. I mean, mosquitoes are out, but not nearly in the numbers that they used to be. It's actually been kind of nice. Apparently it's been so cold that the mosquitoes down here have not had a chance to recover. Granted, you just need one season for the mosquitoes to make a comeback, but it's been strange. Strange not to have that. What the? That's weird. Something glitched on my end. All my networks seem to have blinked. Wait a minute. Okay. That's a problem. Stand by. What's going on? Okay, the stream is still alive. It's like the, both my Discord and, Fortnite decided to die on me. I am a little perplexed. We're going to give it a moment, see if it reestablishes. Otherwise, I'll be doing a software update. Oh, there we go. Okay, so there was a glitch. Hopefully it reestablishes here. We'll give it a moment. Anyway, we got -70 in January 2024, and horrible mosquitoes that summer followed. I wonder what causes mosquitoes to sometimes vanish. Because we had horrible mosquitoes a couple of years ago, but after that really, really, really cold winter, and it wasn't just snow, it was like ice everywhere. But it's never recovered since then. So I don't know if people are using a pesticide or if something else is amiss, because it's kind of weird. I'm used to Alaska having bugs galore. All right, well, I think that seems to have fixed it. Give it another shot here. Greetings there, Bastion, who says, hello, Light says good night. Good night, Light. Hope you're doing well, wherever you are. And like that, the light fades into night. Another thing we had a horrible problem with was yellow jackets. Yellow jackets were getting terrible. And it got so bad, it was like every time you went outside, you just got immediately swarmed by them. And I don't know what the year was that they all just disappeared, but they disappeared probably about, I think around 5 years ago. Around 5 years ago, the yellow jackets went from swarming us everywhere to just vanishing. And again, it happened around the same year that we got pummeled with ice. Around. And I think it was two moments back to back where that happened. Okay, game crashed again. Does it even detect myself as online? Okay, it does. Oh, but it shows a whole lot. Nope, no, there it is. There's that happening. Okay. Maybe it's just trying to re-establish stuff. I'm getting free stuff in ranked matches. Ooh, fancy. But the yellow jackets, it's fascinating to me because yellow jackets are one of those things that you struggle to get rid of. There's many ways that people have tried to get rid of them. You can't really do it, not effectively. But then sometimes God just pushes them out of the area. And so we went from having yellow jackets everywhere to them being nowhere, thankfully. I got so ticked off at all of those yellow jackets in the area. And they still have not returned. I was going around outside and like in one area that I was at a relative's house, and we had 2 large yellow jacket hives that were established. Nests, they're not really hives. Nests that were established. We took a bug poison and went up to one of them and sprayed the entire can into it. There were so many queens that came out of it. Queens everywhere. Apparently the hive was getting ready to release all these queens out into the wild. And I'll bet it was probably about 3 or 4 large queens that we could see. And then there were several others that we thought were queens as well. But that hive was massive. And after spraying it, they never returned to that area. But they did try and establish again somewhere else. But again, that was for years we're having problems with this. Now they're just gone. Which is actually really good. Because for those that are familiar with bees, yellow jackets are actually very detrimental to the bug population of an area. They're very carnivorous. And they thrive off of eating other larvae. That means honeybee hives are a prime target. So you go out and you see yellow jackets in the area, and then you see honeybees, and you're like, oh, I don't want to hurt either of the bees because the yellow jackets can live at peace, the honeybees can live at peace, and look, they're all coming to the garden. And what we forget is that, well, if you want honey, you have to get rid of the yellow jackets. Otherwise, your honeybees are going to be food for those yellow jackets. I took out a huge hive last summer in someone's porch here. They will straight up eat meat when they get a chance. Absolutely. They are disgusting creatures. They really like fish. I've noticed. My brother made a really good trap for them a couple years ago. He took a piece of rotting salmon, put it on a stick, and put it just over top of a bin of water, soapy water, with a lid right on the top of it. The bees went underneath and immediately drowned in it. He got hundreds of them in a single day. Hundreds of yellow jackets. But a couple of years ago, I actually knew somebody that was a beekeeper. And I was supposed to be mentored by him. I was at my first internship for media, and I was waiting for my mentor to show up. And for 2 weeks, he never showed up. And we were kind of curious what was going on. And then one day, he finally does show up, and he said, oh, I've been in the hospital for the last 2 weeks. You were in the hospital and you never told anybody? Well, turns out he had been hurt so badly, he couldn't really do much about it. He was a beekeeper, and one day he went out to his beehive, and his beehive had become a hive of killer bees over the winter. Now, if you don't know about killer bees can actually crossbreed with honeybees. And so when he got close to the hive, they all attacked him, swarmed him, and just about killed him. So thus, why he was gone for 2 weeks. Greetings, DJ Baseball. How are you doing? And so there he was, stung over and over. And we said, well, you're going to get rid of the honeybee hive, right? I mean, it's killer bees now. You're lucky to be alive. And he said, well, for 2 weeks I laid in my bed and I wanted to go out and destroy that beehive. And then I thought, again about it. Because killer bees are like super powerful honeybees. They're resistant to a lot of diseases. They produce 3 times the amount of honey. And they defend themselves from yellow jackets. So suddenly he had an interest in wanting to keep the bees around. Kind of baffling, but it made sense. I'm going to restart Epic, see if that fixes this, because this is a little peculiar. I've seen videos where people use some gas to take out some hornet nests. Oh yeah, there's a couple of different techniques people have done. My favorite ones are the ones that are, flammable. I've been attacked by yellow jackets in the past. Not fun. Very, very painful. And I've had it pretty easy. I know some people that have been hit very hard with by yellow jackets. Oh, Veluxy. Oh, so this is your other side here. Okay. Well, this is not good. Apparently Epic doesn't want to restart. I wonder why. Whatever it is, probably had to do with that disconnect. Maybe their servers went down. I don't know. Or at least for my area, because Bastion's able to do it, no problem. Yep, you gotta always watch your words. You never know what will cause problems. Discord won't connect either. Well, our the Fortnite side of this may actually be short-lived tonight. So the guy that got attacked by killer bees, that was the first time that I actually heard about, the problems that can happen to your hive. And then I found out that, well, you can have mites that take over, killing off all of your honeybees. You can get attacked by hornets. Apparently hornets are a very big problem. Yellow jackets are like miniaturized hornets, but same sort of effect. And then I got introduced to the killer bee problem, which is actually a problem across the country, but they've kind of subsided. See, killer bees are a crossbreed. They're half killer bee from Africa, and they're part honeybee from Europe. The two can actually crossbreed, but the honeybees in Europe are very passive, and the ones in Africa are very, very aggressive. And so what they found out is when you crossbreed the two of them, they get the honey production of the European bees, and they get the aggression of the African bees. But after a couple generations, that trait of aggression starts to subside and disappears almost entirely. Which we don't really know why. But here's a thought as to why that happens. I thought about this when I found out that some extinct bird species have been found once again on islands that are so tiny that it would be impossible for them to actually have hidden anywhere. And these birds that are extinct suddenly reappear. So how does that happen? Well, some people were observing animal species that go into regions that they have long since been extinct. And over time, they start to adapt to the new region. And their color patterns start to change. Some of their behaviors start to change. And they actually start to resemble the creature of old. Well, why is that the reason? Well, because the creatures that survive in a climate, or in a region, or in a mountain, or in a forest, they were adapted to be able to endure there. A creature that's going to be in the jungle, for example, if it is a very good option to have the ability to have stripes. So if you were to take a wildcat and put it into the jungles, there's a very good chance it would become spotted or get stripes, even if it didn't have it to begin with. Because all those genes are baked into the creature. When God made them, he made them so that they would be able to go across the world and would adapt to their location. So I think that the people that have been observing these animals have noticed that sort of thing taking place. Animals adapt to the region that they've been specially built. And God has said it so that they will start to adapt to the region. Honeybees and killer bees have very different environments to grow up in. And honeybees tend to have a whole lot more access to flowers. Killer bees have a little bit of a harder time. They have a lot more competition. Honeybees have the chance to thrive and become massive producers. So maybe it is that when they came to North America, they readapted to the sort of bees that they were always meant to be. Maybe the trait of aggression got kind of switched off. It's an interesting thought to consider. There's no real hardcore research done on this yet, but some people have been theorizing about this for a while, and I kind of buy into it. I think there's something to be said for that. We're giving Epic one last chance to see if it will start. I've been trying multiple times to get this thing to operate, but still no success. After that glitch, it just doesn't want to respond. If it doesn't, then we're going to go to something artistic, of which I've been debating whether or not to do something with Mission Impossible, because I did not like that film. That was a bad movie. Very bad film. I disliked it more than Endgame. I thought Endgame was a disappointment. This was worse. But I do think it would be interesting to try and reimagine it. Maybe we'll do that tonight. I don't know. Yeah, Epic is not... Okay, wait. Here. Okay, let's try this once more. Retry connection. Nope. It's dead. Silly Fortnite. Spend hours updating it, delay it by a day, and then it dies. I think I know what's probably going on, but I would have to restart the entire system. That's not really worthwhile. So we're going to change this. We're going to change this up. We're going to go to art. I'm going to change the stream title. All right, change this up. Go to here, update and update. Okay. My apologies, folks. it happens. Fortunately, it doesn't happen as often as it used to. I mean, there was a time when this happened every stream. Well, at least we got to second place for one of them. The only game that, worked. Oh well. So besides that, how are people doing? How has the weekend been so far? And what have you got planned for tomorrow? It's so weird. So last week I watched Mission Impossible, one before the most recent one. I forget the actual name for that one, but it was good. Like the previous Mission Impossible was top notch. Offline, no internet connection. I think I know what's going on. For multiple software for this to happen is a little peculiar. Okay. All right, I think this could be an issue. We might actually be back in business here. Stand by. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay, we might be back in business, but we gotta wait another few minutes to see if that will work. Be right back. Hey, it looks like some of it's back online. Okay, if this is actually working, I had to refresh things on my network side. So let's try and get this up and running again. If it works, then we'll go for 2 rounds. 2-3 rounds. Hey, it's back online. Okay, so this might actually work. Let's close out of that. All right. Change this. It's all online again. Just needed that refresh. Well, that's new. Hopefully not a common problem in the future. Kind of unfortunate that that was the stall that happened. So what are some of the things about the recent Mission Impossible that caused so many people like myself to not like it? Well, one of the things that took place was the introduction of characters that were irrelevant to the story. And I don't mean characters that were kind of throwaway characters and whatnot. I mean characters that they tried to make meaningful that didn't actually have any relevance to the story. And so thus they felt forced. They were introductions that didn't actually contribute to the story. Frustrated. Hey, huzzah. Up and operational again. Apply. Keep changes. Well. All right, all up and operational again. I guess that means I need to update the stream title again. Hello? Wait a minute. Something is wrong. Please try again later. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. They've been having a lot of bugs that they have been. Okay, audio is working again. For whatever reason, it had glitched on me, and so all that is good to go again. So anyway, they've been fixing a lot of bugs. That they've been avoiding fixing. You haven't pressed airplane mode, have you? No, but it very well could have been at the rate that all these problems were taking place. Well, this is good. Up and operational again. By the way, this reminds me, we're going to be having a stream in the near future in which we will be doing the long stream. It will be about 5 hours roughly. It will take place early in the day. It's going to be about noon that I get started, and it will take place on the weekend. We are not going to be doing this as a regular activity, but it is something where we are going to give it a try sometime in the month of July. Around the same time is also when I will be having the anniversary stream, which is now over a month late, almost 2 months late. And there will be the big announcement during that time. I'm almost done. The checklist is down to 2 items. I'm excited. You have the yes, you do have the ability to jump in, Veluxy. Won't be going for too terribly long since there's so much time that was wasted, you know, trying to get this thing all set up. So with the Mission Impossible thing, this is a fascinating sort of subject to me because I was not a Mission Impossible fan a couple of years ago. And I never really was. I found the sort of films interesting and entertaining, but they weren't great, in my opinion. Actually, let's go throw ourselves away against here and go back so we can be able to get people back over here. Where are you, Darth Vader? Let's try this. Oh, glitches. Okay, there we go. Returning to the lobby. All right. Here we go. Greetings, Bastion. How you doing? Whack. All right. So I wasn't a fan of Mission Impossible, but I could at least respect the creativity that was taking place. And it looks like my Discord just disconnected. Well, I can still hear you. There we go. Okay. I don't expect this stream's go very well over the next few minutes if this is the sort of bugs I'm dealing with. We'll be doing just a 2-hour stream at this rate, so 2-3 games, and then we'll wrap it up. You know, just in case something more problematic happens. But anyway, so Mission Impossible, I could at least respect the creativity that went into making them. But then, a couple of years back, Hollywood started introducing woke ideology. Now, for some people, that was the best moment of Hollywood, was changing their sort of values, and I can understand why. If I had values that I could not see on the big screen, then I too would probably be excited to see it. But I'm not somebody that is a big fan of the woke ideology. I am very much somebody who's very conservative mindset, and I'm somebody who also is very family and religious mindset. Very much focused on those two more than anything else. And so when I see a movie that doesn't really focus on family and doesn't focus on Christian values, I struggle to really enjoy it in the same way. So some people enjoyed Mission Impossible because they liked the thrill of the adventure. Well, more recently, I've actually come to really enjoy some of the movies. I still don't put them in anywhere close to like the top 10 list. They don't even come in as a top 30 list for me. But they are within maybe the top 100. I say maybe because there's actually quite a few good films and miniseries and whatnot that I'm sure I could put in place of it. But I can still enjoy it for the most part. But the last film, it hit a point that I really, really got excited for. And I actually was about ready to put Mission Impossible as one of the great sagas of all time. Because of the last film. Well, second to last film. Because they introduced the concept of an AI that goes rogue. And of course, you know, I hate the AI. And to see a film that focused very much on that was very helpful. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. This is not good. Uh-oh. You're on your own, Bastion. So, Tom Cruise is going out and fighting the big and evil AI. And the story was compelling. It was a good approach to it. Oh, no. This is bad. Thank you, Bastion. I'm going to go find myself some health. Well, the film focused very much on the lies that happen through AI and a lot of the problems that ensue as a result. Well, one of the things that people don't think about when it comes to the problem of the AI is how you start to doubt common sense and you start to replace values with lies. And that film did a very good job at exploring that. So I was excited for the second film. It's like, this is a two-parter? That's going to be great. Well, then I saw it, and they didn't cover any of the most important aspects that they had focused on. Or they did, but they barely even touched upon it. Like, the amount that they touched on it was... The amount that they touched on it was a fraction of a fraction. You might as well not have been brought up at all. It was that bad. The main characters were changing. A lot of the ideology was changing. The values of the main character were changing. It was frustrating to watch. There's not a whole lot of help right here. It was very frustrating to see. So, then I realized that a lot of the messaging was very much focused on the liberal mindset, to the point of where I couldn't, in good faith, listen to it without knowing where they were trying to take us. Now, some people might say that you could do that the opposite way, and that's true. Oh, thank you, Bastion. But one side is about caring for others, and the other one starts to do it because they kind of can. And the Mission Impossible stuff started to explore the stuff in a very, very hostile manner. And I couldn't overlook it. Whereas I might have been able to look the other way in the past, I now know how Hollywood operates, and I couldn't enjoy it. And so the more that I've thought about it after seeing it, which was just earlier today, my ranking went from being maybe oh wow, that was here this whole time? Interesting. It went from being about a 6 out of 10 to being a 5 out of 10, and finally I ended up at about a 4 out of 10. I could not appreciate it. It changed way too much. Uh-oh. So are you supposed to battle this thing at all, or are you just supposed to hide from it? Yeah, I was trying to shoot it from the air earlier. Oh, they brought the grapple glove back. Oh, wow. Yeah, I came across that one earlier. The fact that they have this grapple, though, is so great. Oh, I gotta use it. Oh, you're in trouble, buddy. Take this, you demon unicorn. That's a good point. Probably would have had to experience that again to remember that. Oh, good, and we got 30 charges. I think once upon a time they used to have 15. They were experimenting with that, and they changed that. Or was it 18? I can't remember. Thank you. Such a good day to have the grapple glove back. Oh, wonderful. There he is. Oh, where'd he go? He didn't die, did he? There he is. Come on. I could not hit him. Oh, hello. Wonderful. What the? Oh, jetpack. I think it was acting a bit like a bot. Grapple glove was one of my first items to really utilize effectively, and I thought it was going to be around forever, and then I realized their desire to keep items in this game is nil, and so I got to use it for about a season, and then they got rid of it, and I grieved. I don't see anybody. Well, one of the things that really irked me in the Mission Impossible film was there was actually a bit of unpatriotic propaganda that was put in there. Now, I know that sounds strange. How can that possibly be? This is Tom Cruise, and he's been very focused on patriotic stuff. Well, they had a moment when they actually kind of made a globalist argument. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. That's deeply troubling. I don't even think most people in the theater probably recognized it. But I've heard it so many times, I can't ignore it anymore. So, I very much believe each nation needs to embrace who they are. I love... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that guy was an interesting figure. Yep. Those people are absolutely ridiculous. I'm so glad that politically we can now contradict them. But a couple of years ago, you could actually lose your job if you did that in the wrong circles. But they actually made an argument for something like that in Mission Impossible, and I don't even know if the film even realized that they did it. That was how subtle it was. But when you put it compared to everything else, it's like, no, you're actually making a bit of an argument for that. Another thing that was shocking, by the way, Bastion, have you seen the film? So I guess you're probably not going to be going out and watching it anytime soon. Well, one of the moments in the film, well, not moments, that's actually a pretty big part of it. They took a gamble. They thought that Kamala Harris would be president. And as such, they actually made one of the main characters a president of the United States that looks and sounds very similar to a certain person who lost the election. Dangerous to go flying. Oh, he's got Darth Vader with him. Oh, this is so wonderful. Oh, I missed this. Lord Vader's into white damage at this point. Okay. Nicely done. So they had a Kamala Harris character. They also had some figures that were surprisingly similar to other entities of democratic party values. And it was something where if it was just one or two people, I would be able to look past it. But it was that there was multiple people that did that, and that they focused on things that were very kind of un-American. And so, yes, I'm sure that that Tom Cruise didn't intend a lot of that stuff, but I'm certain that his crew did. And so to see it in there is like, yeah, they probably snuck it in there without him even really considering it. So he wrote off on it or something, but it was definitely something where I cannot watch it again. I will watch Endgame before I will watch that again. And I didn't like Endgame. I thought Endgame was very problematic, but I will still watch it by comparison because it had good moments. But this film, even the climax was boring. It wasn't just that there was problems with it. It was that it was actually very much dull. There's a lot of points where it's like, why? What was the point of that? I still don't understand why. Oh, huzzah. Another General Grievous. You underestimate his power. Okay. All right, so. Oh. Where is he? Okay. Wonderful. So when it came to the plot, the AI was supposed to be the big villain. Whoa! Not good. Ouch. Shot from behind. Ooh, nicely done. Other guy's still in the Tesla. Good shooting. So the AI is supposed to be the big bad guy in the story. But then they change it to wanting to make the human a human the big bad guy, and then the threat of the AI is kind of forgotten. I mean, it's still there. I mean, it's still a problem, but he's not viewed in the same sort of way, and thus the risk is nullified. That's not good. Gotta heal fast. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was close. So when you finally come to the end of the film, the AI is almost seems harmless. I mean, yes, it's a threat and it's doing all sorts of terrible things, but you never have any buildup. I was trying to figure out why that's the case. And as I've been thinking about it, the more I start to realize that it's because you never knew what the threat was to begin with. He never made his presence known, and you never really see the damage. The most that you see is like a news article, and it's like, oh, the AI is causing problems. But that's the last you ever see of it. And so the entire movie you spend watching and wondering when you're going to see why the thing is such a big threat, and it never, ever happens. He's in the car. Oh. Ah, the lag. The lag. Great, that's not good. That did not work so well. This is the next to final team to have to deal with. Kind of switch places there. Character glitched. one. Oh, that's the other team. Oh. It's up to you, Bastion. Yeah. Wunderbar. Wow, look at that. First victory in a while. Goofy. Has it just been putting you into like easier matches, or are you feeling more skilled with it? Okay, can't seem. Oh, there we go. I got 5, so yeah, good numbers there. Okay, return to lobby. Veluxy, you have to be able to join via the since you can be able to see us online, you can be able to join that way. But the calls have to be maintained for people that are in their mid to late teenage years, because of the problems that have happened in the past. We're just doing that to be able to make sure that there's no issues for some of the streams moving forward, because I got no idea what sort of stuff I could get dinged for. All right, here we go. So, So we will have to communicate by pings. That is the best way to go about doing this. Ping something and we'll respond to it. What? Why? Who'd want to have a mustard bottle? That's unfortunate. So that reminds me, when I was at college, there was a problem that happened with food. So some people were taking commodity. What was it? They were taking advantage of the different foods that they would put out in the cafeteria. Some people would take chocolate chips, for example, and throw them into people's soda. Absolutely worthless. It was a waste of food. And they do that just to be able to mess with folks. Some people would take a bunch of granola and they would throw it into somebody's burger or things like that. It was kind of weird what they would do. Well, one day they were messing around with mustard and ketchup, and it caused a lot of problems. But the real problems began when someone threw an egg. It wasn't a hard-boiled egg. It was just a raw egg. They just took it, threw it across the place, and it broke. And the person who was in charge of the cafeteria said, "That's it. No more eggs." And so the eggs were gone. You could no longer get eggs for about a full semester. Lagged out. Oh, that's unfortunate. It happens. Probably part of those connection problems with the update that took place. But so no more eggs. And finally, someone came up to him and said, "Hey, we're really, really sorry." And he says, "Well, you got to learn by having something taken away." And so a lot of students were very upset that they could no longer have eggs, because they actually meant to still meant to throw the eggs. But after that, after a full semester, uh-oh. Okay, yeah, we probably won't last very long. We'll make it work as long as we can. All right, I come around to get to you. But after that semester, students never threw eggs again. They never threw any food, come to think of it, which eggs weren't the first time people had thrown stuff, but it was the last time that people threw stuff. It's amazing how much you start to correct yourself when something gets taken away. Bastion. Uh-oh. Oh no! Blast. Five Nights at Freddy's got a crossover? I'm kind of surprised it took this long. Now I'm just imagining Freddy going up and doing one of those TikTok dances. It looks terrible in my head. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so they didn't get the guy for the movie? Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, that'll be good. That is going to be actually that's nice. Yeah, the have you had a chance to dabble in any of the any new editing tools, or will you just be sticking with That's unfortunate. It is interesting. There are some online editors now. They're not very good, but they do exist now, which I do find quite fascinating. I've been using a Photoshop knockoff actually quite a lot recently because it's so easy to just open up the browser and do it. Indeed. So hopefully you get some good inspiration for it. Sometimes it's good to take a bit of a break, and you know how long it's been taking me to get the next animation up and running. So sometimes when you take a break, it does get to where it gets better, even if it does, you know, get discouraging because you're like, well, I was hoping that would work. Then you have to fight with it. I saw an interview that was done with what's his name, Matthew Lillard, the guy that did the villain in Five Nights at Freddy's movie. God, what is his name? I can't remember it right now. But anyway, oh, that was close. But anyway, the actor, he hasn't really done a very notable role since doing Shaggy in the live-action Scooby-Doo. And they interviewed him and said, how much like coercing did they have to do to get you on board? And he said, well, I've really wanted to be in another film that I feel like I really sink my teeth into, and this was a perfect opportunity for that. And so for his sake, I hope that the next film does really well, because I think he really enjoyed doing the role. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, because it's based upon the second story, right? The second game, right? I saw a quick clip that someone shared of that, of what the costumes look like, and man, they are top notch. Greetings, North Carolina native. How are you doing? If it gives you Bible lessons on Amazon, are you a prime minister? Clever. How's it going with you, sir? Oh no, I just farted happy steak. Go to me. Wow. Somehow I think that one's just a wee bit foul. Tom Cruise does his own stunts. He even stunted his growth. Oh, no. Oh, that was close. He is amazingly short. It is indeed fascinating. By the way, did you see that movie, North Carolina Native? I didn't like it. The more I think about it, the more I'm just like, it could have been so much better. There we go. Oh, somebody's in the area. Over here, Bastion. A lizard person. That horror. Good. It won't hurt us then. Unless there's just this one stray round. That could be a problem. It is a wee bit foul. May ended like 4 hours ago. For me, it ended like 19 minutes ago. I'm sure glad that it's been a fairly mild spring for us. But I don't know what's like for the rest of the country, but it's actually been fairly cool temperatures. Oh yeah. Oh, Greedo? You mean from the fourth film? Blue screen? Oh, that's right. Oh, what is the name? I don't remember. Oh, Thrawn. Thrawn. Yes. That guy? That show angered me so much. Like the more I thought about it, the more I realized just how unfortunate it is that they messed up so many great moments. Especially when they got to the zombie scene. That was just way too out there. That was very unfortunate, because I actually really enjoyed his character. I did not think I was going to. Taekwondo. Oh my. Yes! Give me the ability to throw rocks. I gotta say, with the if they were to try and I don't even know if Disney can do anything to try and salvage it, but if they really wanted to change things and fix it, the only thing I can think about is they would have to make a series of games and just have it as an alternate reality. Because they've already introduced that idea. Have it alternate, but then basically make it so that it's all true to the original films. And redeem all of it. They won't do it, of course. Oh boy. Just what I always wanted. Oh, what? They spent time to make that, but they won't do wow. Oh, I hope that it does. I mean, they've done Darth Jar Jar. I guess it's only fitting that they do her. Gold pistols down here if you want that. Oh, yeah, that's an upgrade. Oh my, that's a pretty strange North Carolina native. 9 out of 10. Oh my goodness. Darth Jar Jar is a comical sort of idea, but man, it makes a whole lot of sense. I really do enjoy that sort of concept. I really do think George Lucas did intend something like that. It just makes sense. I stole the ring. Oh, what the? What do you do, Bastion? Oh, you can... Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that. Cool. might have come out of retirement to play one since my little cousin wants me to play with him, and I need to get comfortable with a new season. It's Ha, shoot, wrong account. Oh my goodness, it's Ha. Greetings, Ha. How are you doing? Well, over the last couple of days, I've been finally getting to that piece of artwork you commissioned over a year ago. So, my apologies for it taking so long, but it is being made. I was drawn on it last night, and we got probably another 2-3 days of working on that before it's all said and done. But I'm trying to adhere to the dedication I gave to you and some of the other folks as well, and just took a long time to get around to it. Are you guys winning? Well, we're sort of winning. We got 1-1, which is better than some other nights. What have you been up to, huh? I'm doing good. Have you been reading any good books as of late? I still think of this little area in here as being, related to all the Christmas stuff. Oh, they still have a picture related to it. Nice. Grapple glove. My favorite. I was watching but not commenting. I was wondering what you were working on. Yes, it's the original request of Milo by the Fire. It took a while, but now all the aspects of the story have been put into the fire. Now I'm just refining the lines so I can finalize it. But expect it relatively soon. Uh-oh, that's not good. Block those rounds instead. Uh-oh, that's not good. Okay, never mind. Pull him back. That's unfortunate. Okay. Revive the man from the void. Hopefully they don't charge us. I'm not good at drawing, says North Carolina native. I somehow turn a rectangle into a rectangle. Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to remember that one. Oh, no. Oof. No, not Bastion. Yes. Yes, always I found a new home at a Barnes & Nobles that opened up. So always good books to find. Well, glad you're getting a chance to do that. We still have a Barnes & Nobles up here in Alaska, but it is, unfortunately, a bit far away. Not that I'm, like, a great reader. For me, this is my reading. It's a book on a history book on the Klondike, and it takes me a long time to read stuff. Long time. Although, there is a couple of books that I have read through very fast, because they're so enthralling. One of them was Lord of the Rings. Another one was a series that I didn't expect to be entertaining. And that was, I forget the name. It's been a long time since I read it. It was an impactful story, but it wasn't a great story. It's not one I'm going to go passing on like, hey, you should go out and read this one. It's so bad. It's so long ago that I can't even remember the title. Anyway. Well, why are you not wearing these duck shoes? You don't have V-Bucks, you can't get duck shoes. Where are these duck shoes? Oh. Wow, those are pretty goofy looking. Oh, they can also go with Captain Talon and whatnot. Oh, that's interesting. Too bad Captain Talon doesn't look better. He'd be an interesting character to have, but he just doesn't look good. He does not look like a bird. Elon's so rich. If he were a federal agency, his acronym would be ATM. A good one. Hey, it's still a book. I call that a win. Everybody reads at their own pace. Yeah, my reading skills are. I'm one of those people that reads at the sound of speech. Sorry, at the speed of speech. I can't even speak right now. At the speed of dialogue is how fast I can read. Maybe a little bit faster on some days, but I have relatives that can read lightning fast. They go through pages in a moment, and I'm over there struggling to get through lines. Because in my head is always playing like the cinematic film of it. And for me to read it, it's like I'd be pressing fast forward on the movie. My brain can't keep up to that speed. One of the other books I've actually cracked open was a biography on Walt Disney. It was 300 pages, and it took me a long time to get through it. Took me about a year and a half to finally get through it, because my reading was about maybe 10 pages every other day, and I didn't read every day, which is part of the problem. But finally got through it, and it was a good book. Learned a lot about the character. I really wish I could have met Walt Disney. Would have been a great experience. By the way, folks, just a reminder, we're going to be having a big update very soon. I'm in the final stages of getting it published. Created, my bad. Publishing like on web. But the website's going to get a massive update. Absolutely massive. By comparison to what it has been, it's getting like 4 times the amount of material put onto it. As such, it has taken a long time. It's taken me over a year to get this all said and done. That will come out very soon. The checklist is almost done. I'm at about 2 items. And during the anniversary stream that we take place, which very soon, the one that I've been teasing for a while, we're going to actually show a section of one of these items, and I am really looking forward to it. If you were here for the stream a couple of months back when we did the radio drama of Snap and a Cane, it's going to be similar to that. Not exactly. It's going to be different, a completely different story product, but it's going to be a sample of that. And I hope it is something folks will enjoy. But anyway, that will take place during that anniversary stream. One of the reasons why everything has taken so long to get said and done. I've never been the main attraction, says a North Carolina native, but when I was a baby, I was the main contraction. At least according to my mama. Oh my. Hey, kimono. Another thing that's coming up is our long live stream is going to be taking place. That will happen in the month of July. I mentioned about that earlier in the stream, but just want to mention it again. The long stream is going to be a multi-activity day, and it's going to be happening during the day rather than the evening. So expect that to take place, and we're going to be doing a couple of those each year. Mostly they're going to be around summertime, and then hopefully we'll be able to get to at least 2 animations before the fall comes around. There's a lot of projects I'm trying to get done this summer, and I really look forward to getting to share some of that stuff with you guys very soon. If you have been around for a while, all this stuff is there's no paywall stuff that I'm going to be doing for it. It's not going to be like other places. This is all about trying to test ideas. And because folks have been around for so long, it's like you guys have shown a great amount of support, and so I never want to betray that. Nicely done. Search and break the rare chests. Oh boy. Get inside the wilderness mobile. Oof. Poor fella. Alright, off to the treasure chest. Wait a minute, Bastion got out. Oh no. Well, while you look for the treasure, I'm going to look for a lightsaber. I shall return. You are not alone. Of course I'm not alone. I'm with Bastion. Alright, Ray, teach me this nonsense that you have. Jedi training complete. Now, I'm ready to be able to train with Count Dooku once again, but this time with the Force abilities. Going by a gas station and not blowing up seems wrong. Well, you have to remember, Hot. Alaska thrives off of the oil industry. It would be a tragedy for us to suddenly lose our oil industry. You know, on second thought, the more fuel that disappears means that they have to buy more fuel. So in a roundabout way, you're encouraging the oil industry. Something like that. I'm doing good. Thanks, Jeff. Hope you are too. By the way, I assume North Carolina native that you're in North Carolina, right? If so, what has it been like over on the East Coast with weather as of late? I was over there, not exactly in North Carolina recently, but close enough, and it was actually very pleasant temperatures this spring. I was there about 2 weeks ago. In North Carolina, yes, sir. I've been staying up as late recently, so I've been missing out on your streams, but I figured you were doing some more, due for some more jokes. Hey, I appreciate good jokes. Yeah, things have been busy over here as well. For me, not staying up late has been more like going to bed early. Haven't been staying up late. Ah, yes, indeed. We've had a stretch of very, very few streams as of late. Ooh, nice jump there. Ooh, Old Sidious.
Welcome, Bastion. I shall teach you the dark arts of the Sith.
All right, Bastion, go and find out how to do lightning.
Now you are a living battery, full of electricity.
That's not quite the sort of thing I was expecting you to do, Bastion. I thought you were going to shoot lightning out of your fingers, but okay. Anyway, there we go. So we've not been streaming a whole lot over the last 6 months. A lot of that had to do with something that I haven't really gone into a whole lot of detail as of late. So I stepped away from streaming for months. We streamed like once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. And that was because my work was in a very busy this last few months. We had a very big event that was taking place, and I had a lot to get caught up on. Well, thankfully, that is almost over. The month of around mid-June is when the majority of that stuff comes to a close, and I can really be able to get back into the swing of doing streams, of which most of them are going to be art or story related or whatnot. But yeah, for the last couple months, it's been a very interesting experience. I learned a lot. I got to do a whole lot of really fun projects, but I also felt like I was getting way behind on some of the projects I was wanting to do, like the Lego animation. That was supposed to be rendered over Christmas, and it's summer, and it still has not been done. So I'm looking forward to taking some time off to really get up to speed on that stuff again. Oh, I did it. Too far away from them. Ugh. Brakes are good. Yes, indeed. The weather has been pretty good so far. This spring has been raining about every other day for the last couple of weeks, though. Hey, you know, better to have rain than fire. That's something that we in Alaska have been dealing with quite... Oh, Jar Jar. Misa Jar Jar Binks. We're gonna be friends, okay, day? Yeah, get away from me, Jar Jar. Come back to me when you're a Sith. But we've not had a whole lot of fires in my area for a while. And a lot of it has to do with how much rain we've had. And we had some very bad fires a couple of years ago. Very bad fires. And so now, whenever it starts to rain, I think, well, at least we're not having those forest fires taking place. Jar Jar Sphinx. No, wait, not Sphinx. It's Sphinx is a goofy boxer. I don't think I got that reference. Oh, darn it. Isn't it interesting how many people hated on Jar Jar Binks for 2-3 decades? Well, almost 3 decades. But now he's looked back on fondly. Sure, there's some people still criticize him for being dorky, but people think of it almost like a like a unacceptable sort of dorkiness. Like they cringe at it, but it's with a smile and a laugh rather than with, oh, that's just so stupid. There's a lot of people that I think have changed their tone when it comes to Jar Jar Binks, thankfully, because I actually liked his character growing up, and I know that a lot of people didn't, but I enjoyed it. Yeah. I know growing up, like, among the people I was around, nobody hated it. Everyone loved it. And, it just felt so weird when I finally went to college and people said, "Oh yeah, everyone hated it." It's like, what circles were you guys in? Everyone I knew loved it. And it's like legitimate. Everyone I knew found that it was just thought it was fantastic. The artistic world that was created has influenced sci-fi ever since. I knew the monster was secretly a duck. He's even green like a duck. Top 10, that's impressive. Yes, it's better than some of the other games we've had where we end up in like in the 20 range. There's a lot of weeks where that was a problem, but today it's been really good. Leon Spinks is a champion boxer from the 70s and 80s. See, this is where Riker would have probably rolled his eyes, and when I didn't know who my wrestlers and boxers are. Well, I better get some sleep. I'll catch you later, Jeff. See you, North Carolina native. Rest well, God bless, and we will see you next time, whenever that is. Bastion keeping to his roots, always ducking around. Hey, you have to be able to duck to be able to avoid all those laser blasts. Let me get myself some more water. Be right back. So one of the things I've been, you can choose our next landing zone, Bastion. One of the big challenges I've had to deal with the coding stuff I've been doing for the website was related to the presentation of art and creative writing. Now, AI is here. It is horrible what they've been doing with it. Absolutely terrible. And social media has been abusing artists. I got fed up with it over a year ago. 2 years ago, technically, but I didn't know what to do about it. Spinks beats Muhammad Ali for the heavyweight title. Oh, didn't know that. But I finally just got fed up of all these software or platforms that were just taking advantage of people and saying, hey, just by using our platform, you automatically surrender your right to all of your own media. And then websites were being scraped for images and data and whatnot. And I just said, that's enough. I couldn't stand that they were doing that. Well, over the last 2 years, I've been learning how to code so I can be able to stop relying upon these things. And am I going about this the easy way or the hard way? Well, I'm definitely going about it the hard way, because I got so tired of companies promising to fix things and not doing it. Well, that's incredibly hard to try and do. And I knew that it was going to be difficult, and so thus I didn't actually even set out to try and solve this problem for the website. But along the way, I started thinking about, well, wait a minute, if I can code this, then maybe I can code this other more complex thing. And thus it made things more and more problematic in terms of trying to produce this website. But as such, now it has the ability to help prevent AI web scraping. Now, is it foolproof? No, but it's better than most platforms. And soon I'll be incorporating something that the AI will not be able to work around, now that I understand the basics of it. But as such, the website's going to be maybe a little difficult to navigate, and that's intentional. There's going to be some areas where it's going to be really hard to probably, where you can very easily kind of get lost, and so I'm trying to fix that. But that's part of the way of trying to help prevent the AI from being able to cause problems in the future. So we'll see. Maybe my gamble is foolish, I don't know. But going to give it a shot all the same. Oh my goodness. Oof, my bad.
Help. The AI needs your help, Bastion.
Yeah, just run away.
No!
Oof. I'll never be able to really give if this counter AI technology works, that could be very, make it very important to try and keep things under wraps. So if it does work, you're never going to really hear me talk about it after this. It'll just be something where you'll know, because it's going to be running in the background, that it's going to be a little different in terms of a web experience, because it's designed to try and counter AI. And if it works, great. If not, well, it was interesting to experiment with. Now I'll keep trying to find ways to beat the AI, so that way the art and the stories and whatnot will not be scraped as easily.
Look at that robot showing he has a heart. I don't believe it. You have to have real organs like General Grievous. Blah.
When the website does get updated, I'm going to be trying to reach out to some fellow creators that I know. I don't have a whole lot of connections. Over the last couple of years, I've lost most of my connections. But there's a couple of folks that I can still reach out to. I'm going to be trying to promote some of the stuff for the website, because that stuff I do hope to be a business. Now, there's going to be a whole lot of free stuff on there, but there's some stuff that I hope to actually make into actual products. One of them is the t-shirts that I've been hoping to put on there for a long time. I'm wearing one of them right now. I have put it through the wash now a dozen times, been wearing it still, and it has been my favorite t-shirt. And so I think I've figured it out. We're going to start putting t-shirts on there. We're going to have some print material. That's going to be small, short stories. And short stories, I mean about 20-minute reads for someone like myself, 10-minute reads for others. I want to try and put some comics on there. I don't know how to pull that one off, just because, you know, comics take forever and a day to finish. I really want to land with Darth Vader, but I don't think we're going to get as good of an experience as the one where he's talking about salmon. But anyway, a lot of stuff. And now that all my work is slowing down, I hope that I'll get to do that soon. That will all happen when I get back from my next trip. I wonder what those spikes were. The render bugs of some kind. Maz Eisley's spaceport. Hive of wretched villainy and scums. What the? Okay, I did not know this was over here. Have you seen the droid cantina? Oh my. This is interesting. That's I wish they were playing music in here that sounded like droids beeping. It's very fitting to have a character like General Grievous being the bartender.
Would you like some grease with that?
I realized the other day I have gotten way out of practice for my voice acting. There's some months where I'm like on top of it, other months where I'm not. My voice acting skills have gone downhill over the last few months. What I can do is like documentary sort of stuff, but I can't really do voice acting without having some warm up. Oof. I will take that as a gift from Bastion. Whenever I see the Sandcrawler, I always think about the classic Star Wars game, DroidWorks. Fantastic game. That's a game that needs a remake. Like a legitimate, hardcore, authentic remake. I would love to play a game like that. Just take the concept of DroidWorks, upgrade it, make it for a little bit more of a mature audience, with more complex challenges, and it'd be great because it's a game where it's not about shooting. It's not about being like super competitive with online players. It's casual puzzle gaming, and it's an incredible game, and very much deserves to be given the attentive care that it needs for a remake. I would love to do that, honestly. If I had the ability to pull something like that off, I totally would. But, you know, people are gonna not want to allow that to ever happen because it would be Star Wars related, and Disney would throw a fit over that. But it'd be a very easy game to make, for the most part. Especially with modern game engines. Speaking of which, I was actually dabbling in game engines a couple of weeks ago. So last year I failed in my attempt to try and make a Fortnite mod. And man, the more I look back on it, having learned more about the whole process of making games, I realized just how bad that whole system was. Oh. Okay. I realized just how bad the Fortnite system is. Uh-oh. Hold that thought. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh. Huzzah. Oh, that thing's right above us. Come on. Okay, here we go. Don't want it to shoot down on top of us. So after experimenting with game coding, I realized why it's so freaking hard to make. And I don't exaggerate when I say that I think it's probably one of the hardest creative endeavors you can do. That being said, once you understand the basics, it gets infinitely easier. And I do not know the basics. I don't know them very well. I understand the concept, but I don't know how to do it effectively. And I think that that's something where you really do have to take like an online course or whatnot to actually get brought up to speed. But all that to say, I don't feel so bad for failing with my attempt to try and make a Fortnite game mod when I realized that the code itself is naturally just so hard, and then to have a system that's glitching constantly, it was doomed from the start. Maybe I'll get to return to it sometime, but I have to understand coding better before that happens. And that maybe I'll do that after the website gets updated and the next animations come out. But not until then. It's just one creative idea too far for me at the time. All right, Q land. And take off. This fragile vehicle. Wait a minute. We can't repair this, can we? Oh, it works. Perfect landing. It's like I'm a natural-born pilot. Oh, that's a TIE fighter. Oof. In-air collision. Come on. No. So much for being a natural born pilot. Yeah, I probably should call it quits there. It's been going on for 2.5 hours, which is actually better than what it was earlier. Much appreciated, Bastion. Thanks for participating. We at least got a victory. All right, so folks, we're going to start to wrap up. Much appreciated, Bastion, for participating. And we tried to get Veluxi in here, but he had internet problems, so yeah, that happens. We'll be back relatively soon. We're now streaming 2 times a week, sometimes 3, and we're going to keep doing that for the next week. In about, I think it's 2 weeks, I'm going to be taking a week-long trip. I will be back after that. I think it's a week. Maybe it's longer. This is a business trip. I'll tell you about the story when I get back. We're going to a remote area of Alaska, and so I will be sure to share some photos with you all, so that way you get a chance to see what it is like on the other side of the state. Until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening, morning, wherever you are. Just a reminder, be civil to one another. And you'll see you next time, whenever that is. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.